Hey everybody, it's Weaver again, and today I'm going yet again into trans politics. Why? Because I feel that every once in a while I must. Now, a few years back, I was introduced to the wonderful world of transmisogyny, mostly due to the fact that I had a few friends who were trans activists, and this woman came on the national stage, and her name was Julie Bindel. Now, Julie Bindel wrote an article, excuse me, wrote an article in which she labeled trans women mutilated men in dresses. She believed that trans women fighting for women's rights were secretly men's rights agents trying to infiltrate our way in. Now, first of all, if we're trans women and we're actually working for your side, like we're actually working for the same goals, I do not comprehend why that's a bad thing. Like, I honestly don't understand why it's okay for women to be for women's rights and men to be for women's rights, but when a trans woman is for women's rights, it's suddenly a bad thing. Now that, my children, is transphobia. Why? Because it is discriminating against someone specifically because they are transgender. That is transphobia. Okay? Now that I've defined that, let's continue on to this new person who, oh my god, like, I cannot believe some of the things that I read. Now, first and foremost, I want to say this is going to be a very offensive video due to the fact that this is of a very offensive nature. What this woman says is, first and foremost, not true in the slightest. It is a point of view that is not held by literally anyone of any importance. It's not held by the American Psychiatric Association. It's not held by governments. It's not held by the judicial system. Once you transition, you are legally, mentally, and physically female. Likewise, if you're going female to male, you are legally, mentally, and physically male. Even if you don't get the bottom surgery, my genitals matter all of 0 to you, okay? Let's point that out. Now, what genitals I have matters to me, my toilet, and whoever I'm sleeping with. Beyond that, they don't matter. So someone else bringing them up or throwing them back in my face, not exactly a good thing. By the way, I do realize the pun of saying that someone's throwing my genitals back in my face. Like, that's actually kind of funny. But I'll laugh about that later, because right now it's Cathy Brennan time. Who's Cathy Brennan, you may ask? Cathy Brennan was recently refused entrance into a bar in England called the Bar Whatever. W-O-T-E-V-E-R. Bar Whatever. Now, first and foremost, I want to take the time to state how awesome of a bar name that is. The Bar Whatever. That is so cool. That aside, it has a Tuesday night that is specifically designated for trans women. Or trans people, I should say. Now, knowing this, Cathy Brennan still tried to go there. She has a history of harassing people at that club, which the owners have actually told her not to. The owners have actually asked her to leave before this point. This time, they simply refused her access. Why? Because the bar was going to be full of trans women, which she notoriously hated. Now, she is one of those radical feminists who believes that trans women are secretly men. However, Cathy Brennan also authors this wonderful little blog that I came across called Pretendbians. Let that sink in for a moment. Pretendbians. And the header is Pretendbians, exactly like lesbians, except not. And in this, she labels trans women everything from delusional to pedophiles. It's literally just, it's a blog of her hating trans women, specifically trans women who are attracted to women. Now, on this site, I'm actually going to link it down below. It shows a number of excerpts from, I believe it's OkCupid, which I have been on, so I recognize it pretty well, with the profile in the background, and then it shows a little box in the front, and it's a violation of terms of service. It's her reporting these people. And on every single one of them, she has it clicked scammer, and then states, a trans woman primarily attracted to women is a heterosexual man. Lesbians don't date heterosexual men. And in a lot of these, it's literally just her stating over and over again, trans women are men. Trans women are men. Lesbians don't date men. Trans women are men. But when you're doing things like this, like labeling every trans woman who's attracted to other women as a fake, as a scammer, as a man, it's offensive, it's transphobic, it's bigotry. Now, I know that I'm probably going to get, like, at least a little bit of hate from, you know, femme radicals who are like, oh, well, you're just another tranny saying this. Actually, this matches the definition of transphobia perfectly. So, that's not just me, that's a motherfucking dictionary. Now, I honestly do believe that this is more hindering to the lesbian community and more hindering to feminists than it is helping. Why? I understand the point of view that it's trying to weed out things that would make us weaker. The reality is that it's trying to weed out the, like, weaker links, namely people who are trying to infiltrate feminism in order to shut it down. I totally understand that, and I think that it's a good idea to, like, if someone tries to infiltrate feminism to shut it down, like, it's a good idea to, like, point it out. But the reality is that when these people are sincerely interested in feminism, shutting them down isn't a good thing, because you're shutting down your allies. And let me put it this way, radical feminists don't have enough allies to just shut all of them down. Like, I hate to put it that way, but it's the same with the trans community. We don't have enough allies to just, like, turn everybody away. However, what these people are doing, the Cathy Brennans and the Julie Bindels of the world, they're essentially creating segregation within an already segregated community, and it's essentially just creating schisms where there doesn't need to be. They're essentially breaking down what little support feminism actually has right now, and it's all in favor of feminism. Like, to put this into perspective, it's like saying, I want a stable bar stool, so you remove the legs and sit on the floor. It's completely counterproductive, it's counterintuitive, and it doesn't honestly make much sense. Why? Because you are breaking apart a community that could be very strong together. This isn't together. And this certainly isn't strong. Now, that being said, I kind of want to point out to everybody that it's that this video that's going around on YouTube of her being denied entrance because she's a lesbian and the bar is apparently misogynistic, it's bullshit. It's actually bullshit. She wasn't denied entry because she's a lesbian. She wasn't denied entry because she's a woman. She was denied entry because she's a bitch. Like, that's the easiest way to put it. For those of you who believe that that's being anti-feminist, she was denied entrance for being a bastard. She was denied entrance for being trashy. She was denied entrance for being a bigot. She was denied entrance for being transphobic. She was denied entrance for being an all-around dislikable person. She was denied entrance for winning the Person of the Year, if you'll forgive the sarcasm. All of those are completely non-anti-feminist ways of saying it. So, you can all just... But my point remains valid, and that is that breaking apart a community that already is broken apart isn't the best idea, and transphobia is not a good idea, so I don't understand how any of this seems to be a good idea to these people, especially when they claim to be educated, but they're not capable of thinking through any of their actions or speech, and then they blame everybody else for it. I don't know, but, yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. Lots of love. Like I said, I'll link everything down below. If you guys have any comments, feel free to comment away. For those of you who don't want to comment, you can send me a private message. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.